Good evening, friends. Such a pleasure to see you all. Blessed are they who can carry a smile on their face. They are the ones who are found in a peace in life's maze. Good evening from India. I'm so happy to see the beautiful smiles on the faces of our lovely poets today. I hope that we shall be able to bring a smile on the faces of all our viewers. And if we do, please drop in a comment. A heartfelt welcome to all of you to the 41st International Poetry Meet being hosted by Literary Warriors Group. We have completed more than 3 years of running the show, and kudos to all the participants and viewers who kept up the momentum. Today, I have on the show Dr. Sunil Sharma from Canada, Zen V. Jones and Rupa Rao from USA, and Santosh Bakaya and yours truly, Neelam from India. A lot of love from all of us. Let me begin by introducing our multi-talented poets. Let me introduce Sunilji first. Sunilji describes himself as an humble word worshipper, catcher of elusive sounds, meanings, images. Has published 28 creative and critical books, joint and solo. He is a winner, among others, of the Panorama Golden Globe Award 2023 and Nissim Award for Excellence 2022 for the political novel Minotaur. His poems have been included in the UN project Happiness, The Delight Tree, an anthology of contemporary international poetry 2015. He is the managing editor of Setu Bilingual Journal that has more than 5 million views so far. So, welcome, Sunilji. So, let me move on to Santosh Bakaya, recipient of many international awards, academic, poet, novelist, TEDx speaker, creative writing mentor. Santosh Bakaya has written 30 well received books across different genres. Her two columns, Morning Meanderings in learningandcreativity.com and Triggered That Creative Spark in Kashmir Pen, have a huge readership. Her TEDx talk on the myth of writer's block is very popular in creative writing circles. Her poetic biography of Mahatma Gandhi, Ballad of Bapu, has been internationally acclaimed. Welcome, Santosh. And let
Thank
me
you.
now introduce our pleasure. Let me now introduce Zen V. Jones. Zen is an award winning author of three poetry collections and the What Matters Journal. She's a contributor to the Women Speakers Association Voices of the 21st Century Book Series 2021 to 25. Jones is a Pushcart nominee and WSA Poet Laureate. Her writing offers hope as she stirs the reader's consciousness about life and living. Jones is an editor for Fine Lines Journal and co editor of three poetry anthologies. Her poems appear in numerous anthologies and international publications. Titanium magazine named Jones one of the top 50 global inspirational women to look out for in 2025. Welcome, Jones. And let me now introduce the technical facilitator for the evening, Rupa Rao. Rupa Rao holds an MBA and a law degree, which is very interesting. After a corporate career, she's engaged in literary pursuits. She juggles writing, reciting, moderating poetry events, along with interviewing writers or poets. She's an avid nature walker and into yoga. She has curated, compiled, edited, and co authored five poetry anthologies. She's featured in multiple global anthologies, literary magazines, and online platforms. So, welcome to you, Rupa.
Thank you so very much, Neelam. And it's my honor now to introduce the lady Neelam Saxena Chandra behind the platform LWG, the founder. The dream of LWG is hers, so kudos to you, Neelam. You are an author of 78 books and you hold three records in the Limca Book of Records. You've been honored with the Sohan Lal Dwivedi Puraskar for Children's Literature by Maharashtra State Hindi Sahitya Academy, the Prem Chand Award by Ministry of Railways, Rabindranath Tagore International Poetry Award, the Freedom Award by Radio City for Lyrics, and the Rural Lifetime Achievement Award, Setu Award for Excellence 2024, among many other accolades. In 2014, Forbes India recognized you as one of the 78 most popular authors in the country in India. So, welcome to the moderator, the lady Neelam Saxena behind LWG, the platform thanks to which we all are here together. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Rupa, for your kind words. And friends, since our Mad Hatter Santosh is a bit unwell, so let me invite her first for rendering her two poems with the four lines. Let me be unshaped, untamed, loved for the soul that can't be framed. If love demands I wear disguise, then let it fade, for truth won't lie. Certain incidents in life leave unerasable marks. It's the poet's soul that speaks of them. Santosh, may I request you to render both your poems?
Thank you so much, Neelam ji, and thank you for this invitation. And hats off to Literary Warriors Group, Rupa Rao. You were looking so beautiful, and Sunil ji, you were looking as handsome as ever. So don't blush, don't blush. And so it's nice to be here. And I'm trying to put on a brave front. I have very high fever just now, but I'll manage somehow. And I'm going to recite two poems, which are, alas, on the killing of children, which has suddenly become rampant. And these poems were written in the year 2017 in my book, Where Are the Lilacs? And I'm going to recite these poems, and they make me very sad. The Scarecrow Sad. The Scarecrow Sad. In the grassy meadows stands the Scarecrow sad, mourning the times bad. He casts a wistful look around, and a forlorn tear falls to the ground. A child has gone missing, nowhere to be found. He misses his bouts of love and kissing, but now, alas, he has gone missing, nowhere to be found. A mother's lament fills the air as the foliage of the trees is tickled by the breeze. He remembers his happy prattle among the blissfully grazing cattle. Do the cattle miss him too? Do the cattle miss him too? Squint eyed, he searches for him in the sorry climb. Ah, the sorry climb. What was? What was the little one's crying? What was the little one's crying? His one marble eye looks for him. Ah, times are grim. In the grass and the leaves, pallid nature grieves. The happy child gone missing, who just loved hugging and kissing. But now he has gone missing, nowhere to be found, nowhere to be found. Hey, what sound is that? Hey, what sound is that? In a sudden act of grotesquerie, the patchwork hat is flung in one direction, his wooden limbs in another, as a shrapnel cuts through his entrails. The surroundings once more resound with wails, with one last sigh, with one last sigh. The scarecrow's sole marble eye also bids goodbye to a world that has lost its marbles and the wobbler who has also lost his wobbles. Thank you so much. This was my first poem. And the second poem is The Old Man Watched. In his tattered clothes, the old man watched, amused, as tiny girls hopscotched on the ground, sun scorched. All shades of the spectrum unfolded before his rheumy eyes, coloring his sighs. The happy voices echoed, bubbling in colors of flamboyance bright. Tippy tippy top, what color do you want? Tippy tippy top, what color do you want? The 5-year-old said, I want blue, looking at the sky where a tiny bird flew. Unfazed by the antics of flirtatious cloud few. Bigger birds also rumbled and thundered overhead. I want red, shouted the 8-year-old. I want red, shouted the 8-year-old. The big birds overhead sonorously smirked. The color red in ambush lurked. The color red in ambush lurked. It rose up to clasp him, grasp him, embrace him, hug him, mug him, drug him into ethereal, into eternal sleep. A scream dribbled through the air pell-mell. A scream dribbled through the air pell-mell. Stumbling, tumbling, fumbling, he fell, leaving his footprints behind, drenched in colors of hatred, red. Drenched in colors of hatred, red. The blue sky overhead looked deranged, in colors brutally changed. The big birds held sway, the tiny ones estranged from the flirtatious clouds madly ranged in the ashen sky. In his hand a torch burned,
Your voice is gone, Santosh. Santosh, we can't hear you. Santosh? Santosh?
hello,
Huh, we
hello.
couldn't hear you for the last 1 minute.
Okay, I'll just say the last lines. The
Yeah.
blue sky overhead looked deranged, in colors brutally changed. The big birds held sway, the tiny ones estranged from the flirtatious clouds madly ranged in the ashen sky. In his frayed clothes, the old man watched the girls no longer hopscotched on the ground with colors of hate scorched. Thank you.
Beautiful poems, Santosh, very touching. In fact, friends, let me tell you, when I first saw Santosh Bakaya in my posting in Delhi, she was rendering a poem on her home state. And after rendering, she was crying, crying, and crying. So, like, poets are like this. When they get affected by some issue, they're very emotional. And it is during such moments that they write poems. And heads off to you, Santosh. We know that you are unwell. And if you wish, you could quit and later listen to our beautiful poems too.
Thank you. I'm here for some time.
Okay, that's very sweet of you. So, moving on, spring season need not go away every year. For some, it's always there to stay. With hope and love in the arms, year after year, they dance and sway. Do these words resonate with your feelings while writing the poem that you're going to render, Sunilji, in round one? We would love to hear your wonderful poem.
Thank you very much for the generous introduction. Second, grateful to you for providing me with this national and international platform under your dynamic leadership and the coordination and assistance and help of the team of professional poets. A pleasure to be here, to be back. My poem, this has been taken from this collection, Ideas, Images, Texts, collection of my poems in the year 2016. The title is Romantic/S. Romantic/S. Here it goes, dear poet friends. A country bridge, desolate, wind-swept. Only thing there, a vehicle, a Japanese bike. Here I am describing a Mumbai suburban scene. A Japanese bike leaning against the painted railing on the right hand side. The riders somewhere in the woods along the twisted river reflecting a dappled light. The romantics savoring the delights of an early spring in Mumbai. Whole scene unsettling, creepy, imaginings perhaps of a romantic mind. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Very nice poem, Sunil ji. Thank you for joining our show and joining us in the evening. And moving on, a few lines. In the storm, when hints intertwine, do colors of borders draw the line? When kindness speaks, let hearts embrace, for love alone defines a place. Love was supposed to be the superior of all emotions, isn't it? We would love to hear a poem from you on love for mankind, dear Zen.
Thank you so very much for having me. I'm honored to share this space with esteemed poets from around the world. The poem that I'll share is titled What Matters, and it first appeared in my first poetry collection, Poetic Forecast, and it was so well received that I created a journal inspired by that poem, the What Matters Journal. This one was written in 1999 and updated in the year 2020 when the pandemic hit. I've added verses to it, which tells me we're going in the wrong direction. I present to you what matters. If your eyes met my eyes in the midst of a crisis, would their shape and color concern you? If you felt my hands as they massaged your aching body, would you care about the pigmentation of my skin? If I gave blood to replenish your low supply, would you need to know that I looked like you? If you were drowning and I dove in to assist you, would you reach toward me if you knew I was gay? If you were hearing for the first time in your life, would you need for my voice to speak English only? If your loved one lay sick and dying, would it matter to which God I prayed? If I donated money to support your favorite cause, would you refuse it if you knew how I voted? If the size of my heart increased each time I helped somebody, would you be more interested in the size of my body? If you asked me to walk a mile in support of humanity, would you get impatient if I used my wheelchair? If I said no and you assaulted me anyway, are you less guilty because I waited to report? If my family seeks asylum in the USA, are we not welcome because our border is to your south? If the police force keeps killing unarmed citizens, would you demand justice if they are African American? With civil unrest during this global pandemic, trust me, we will soon realize what matters. Thank you.
Very nice poem, very touching.
Thank you.
And your style of rendition, as I have written, is wonderful. Thank you so much,
I
Zen.
appreciate that. Thank you so
Hugs
much.
That
to
was
you.
indeed a profound poem, Zen. I really loved it. And the way you recited it.
Thank you
And
very
how
much.
contemporary and how timeless is it?
And it's
Very
very
much.
political. What I liked, very political, radical, and powerfully delivered. Very, very impressive.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here on this panel, again, learning from all of you.
Thank you, Sunilji. Thank you, Santosh. Thank you, Zen. And moving on, a few lines from me. Your laughter lingers in silent air, a whispered touch, a vacant stare. Yet in my soul you brightly gleam, alive in love, in song, in dream. Please render your beautiful poem to our dear viewers, Rupa.
Thank you so much, dear Neelam. And this would be my opportunity and my cue to acknowledge some wonderful people and the comments they have given in. We have Surekha Sahu, Lalit G, who is dear Santosh's other half, and Sangeeta Sharma, again Sunil Ji's other half. We have Neelam and I chiming in, Juhi Gupte, we have Kumar Prasanna, Vanita Sharma, Karen Collins, Jitinder Kumar, Mahendra Soni, and amazing comments from each one for the wonderful poetry that's being shared. So thank you to the poems you've shared, your renditions, your thoughts. And Santosh, although you're unwell, you're here. Thank you. Love you for that. And Sunil ji, wonderful Mumbai, Bombay imagery. And Zan, your timeless words apply as though they are applicable right now. Thank you, Neelam, for the wonderful 4 lines, which every time you create for each participant. My poem is titled At Peace with Inner War. I wonder how I have survived 18 years of not hearing your hearty laughter, your deep guffaws lost to slipping times. My mindless, tearless mirth comes in waves, then pauses to sob and the cries. However much I smile, I socialize to make nice. Missing you, constant heart cries. Your lifetime validation was my aromatic spice. Foggy blur in dreams, sense your essence. I hold on to your being, your words as psalms. I grip, oh, ever so tight. Nails dig into my palms until I draw blood as though in a fight. I actually feel you around all day, in yesterdays, last night, every today, in susurrating sweet zephyrs way, mingling with intoxicating fragrances, leaning into lilt of longing lyrics ring, musical notes melodiously sing from depths of my soul entrances. My emotion, my mind are at war with loss of your earthly presence. My soul slowly accepts you are far, makes some peace with your absence. You are present in the very cells of my being until it is time again for that eternal meeting. Thank you.
That was a lovely poem. That was a lovely poem, and I could really relate to it.
Thank you so much. And Neelam, now it is my turn. And I would like to know what is that one thing needed to not surrender? I want to hear from you, and we all would love to hear from you. What is it that you would say it is. Over to you, Neelam.
Thank you, Rupa. So, our short poem here, it's titled Bleeding Words. Words still bleed. Words still bleed. They surrender. They accept. They keep getting stabbed. They haven't developed that knife edged sharpness yet. I'm found hopelessly washing those reddish maroon stains on the chest, on the ribs, on the walls of the heart. But they color my eyes instead. But they color my eyes instead, making them itchy and red. My throat is choked too. My throat is choked too. Inhaler is what is advised. Pollution is what the physicians diagnose. Ah, they would. After all, they can't observe the stains on the chest, on the ribs, on the valves of the heart. An air purifier is installed. What I need instead is a strong will for not surrendering. What I need instead is a strong will for not surrendering. Thank you. That was my poem, a short one today. So we had a wonderful first round, and I can see a very nice comment from Lalit sir regarding me. So I'm happily going to, state it here. So he has written a lot of good things about others too, but I'm going to take just my comments. Neelam, your poetic introductions are music to the ears. Wow, wow, wow! I'm so happy. So moving on to round two. So thank you, dear poets, for your lovely poems, which we are all enjoying. We would also like to thank our dear viewers. I would like to render a few lines at the beginning of round two as we move on to the poem by dear Zen. So, Zen, what is it that, before that, a small question, what is it that affects you the most in the place you are today? What is it that is the main point in your writing?
The main point in my writing is love and compassion. I believe that every word shared is an opportunity to love. And no matter my topic, I approach it with love. And whether it's something that feels good or not so good, I try to share it, express it with a positive spin.
Thank you, Zen.
Thank you.
So, a few lines. Woven with love, each thread is true, soft yet strong in every hue. Life's fine memories, warm, refined, handled gently, heart aligned. I request you to render the second poem in this round, please.
Thank you, Neelam. Your lines, they are a gift. So thank you for that. I am going to share my next poem, which is a feel good poem. It's titled How to Treat a Woman. Everything you need to know is written in the fabric of our lives. Read the label, see what we're made of: silk, satin, cotton, soft, organic, luxurious wool, merino, alpaca, cashmere, no polyester, 100% absorbable, 100% breathable. Notice the divine craftsmanship: delicate, reinforced, darned, double stitched, slip stitched, cross stitched. running stitch, zigzag, top stitched, knotted, buttoned up, pre shrunk, time tested, tightly woven. Carefully follow the instructions. No dry cleaning, no whip stitching, hand wash only. Lay flat to dry. No steam, cool iron only when needed. In other words, handle with care. Thank you.
Oh, wow, wow. Took me down the memory lanes when I used to be practicing those stitches in my needlework class in my school.
Yes, took me there too.
Yeah, zigzag and all those cross stitch and everything. Long forgotten memories. I suppose I should take them up once again.
Yes, makes us want to sew. Pull out the sewing machine. Thank you.
Thank you. I really used to enjoy that needlework. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So Sunilji, before you render your second poem, a question to you. What next is the plan of Setu? Like you've come up a long way. You already have more than 5 million views. So what are your further plans?
Thank you very much for your love and blessings to this journal, bilingual monthly online journal. And as you are aware, you are also one of the guest editors and close collaborator, that Setu is an enabling platform for young and senior writers. And it stands for certain finer liberal humanist values under threat everywhere. Present context, any kind of anthology, young voices, women poets, eco poetry, anything is welcome. All friends are welcome to contribute. It's not my journal, it's not our journal, it is your journal. The very
Yes.
fact that you guys are managing national, international, online, offline poetry sessions, book launches, and so many friends around the world, it speaks volumes about the power of fine writing. Serious writing, I call it in my editorials regularly. And it signals that the commodified culture, the mass culture, can be easily challenged by poets and writers like us.
So true. So true. Thank you
It,
so much for
once,
being a part of this
one
show.
second.
Yeah, yeah. Please, please.
I just wanted to say that, clarify this point, that we have been working, we have worked somewhere, all of us who get featured in these virtual meets, but still we continue to produce poetry, prose, without any expectation, without any transaction, without expectation of any monetary benefit. In a commerce culture, in mass culture, I think hats off to these writers, big and small within inverted commas. Every poet is big in my eyes.
So true. So
That
true.
the awards don't define us.
So
Everybody
true.
knows that even a child can make you break into a song. And our readers, our viewers complete this. So, whatever you want to discuss, whatever plans you have, we are welcome to uh, uh, respond to them. We, as the editorial team of Setu Hindi and Setu English. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sunil ji, for expressing what your aims are, what you plan to do. Thank you so much. And a few lines from me. Shed all the thrust upon thoughts. In the mirror, you'll see a vibrant you. Smile and spread gaiety all around. Sing and dance in your own hue. Sunilji, what happens when you and the mirror image of yourself meet, where the you can be anyone?
Thank you very much for your inimitable lyrical responses, introduction. Only you can do that. So I'm in awe, like rest of your global admirers, and I respect that. And as I said, and keep on saying, wonderful to be back on this platform. Hall of polished mirrors. Polished mirrors, rightly you pointed out. In a hall of polished mirrors, there are many for only one unitary self. There are many for only one unitary self, multiple identical copies staring from inside the gleaming mirrors. I repeat, multiple identical copies staring from inside the gleaming mirrors at the original you. The The curious hand moves forward to touch and feel the mirrored self. The hand imprisoned in the glass moves at the same instant at you, and the reflected image and original you meet and lock in that single but electrical moment. The reflected self and your original self in the mirror. And a new lyric is born out of the fused two. You are the mirror, and the mirror is you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. That was a very interesting poem. Thank you so much, Sunilji. So, a question to Rupa.
Okay.
So I've started meeting you online very often these days, and I find that you are a very warm person and a very wonderful moderator, and a poet and a writer. So, what are your plans?
Foremost, I got to say this. Handled with Care from Zan was so sweet and lovely, and it brought back memories. Sunilji, your polished mirrors, the real me and the reflection is beautiful. And coming back to you giving me beautiful adjectives, Neelam, are all a reflection of you, a beautiful human being, an inker, writer, poet, uh, human being, moderator, you name it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing some of that limelight with me. And yes, we meet too often. That's true too. So, what are my plans? Good question. Uh, I'm loving every minute of getting to meet wonderful people. And I had met Sangeeta and Sunil ji on this platform. I met Zan today, although I've followed her for some time. I have been listening into her via Annette's events and in the past, and your posts and all in the past. And I have loved every bit of interactions and engagement and learning from each one of you. And there's so much to learn. So right now, my goal is to absorb and be the sponge I can be and I am. That's my
Great,
plan
great.
for now.
Wonderful. So, a few lines from me. I don't know if it is for you or for Zen or for somebody else amongst our viewers today. She stands unshaken, fierce, and free, a blazing storm. a roaring sea. With strength and fire in her veins, she rises, fights, and breaks the chains. Who, according to you, is this woman, Rupa?
Thank you so much for asking me that question, and I would love to respond to that. Thank you once again for wonderful moderation and introductions and those lovely four liners before each poem being rendered by the poets, Neela. Thank you. So, who is this person? A warrior woman, the title of my poem. In the name of harmony, she cultivates joys for the family, paints peace amid chaotic calamity with utmost humility, squashing turbulent tidings, plucking at serenity strings. She nurses emotions in the hiding, feet firmly planted, she sets sails striding. In her bosom rise no conflict. Her mission is solely to uplift when her loved need support swift. She is the backbone for friends, family, brood, their hearth, hug, nourishment, soul food. She chisels, sculpts, reshapes evil crude. Warrior woman gifts rainbow hues unasked, invigorates breath of spring freshness unmasked, for daily war armed with will of steel when tasked. She morphs into guide, protector, playmate, gurgles laughter, infecting love to permeate, transforms universe to happiness she alone can create. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Rupa. Thank you so much for a lovely poem.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, Neelam. And tell me, how and where do we seek our heaven bound loved ones? And before you even respond to that question, let me ask you, after close to 80 books, what does Neelam Saxena Chandra want to do in life, be it with her literary pursuits or on the personal front?
See, people think that being an engineer and writing is a bit contradictory, but I feel that they complement each other because it's my poems that give me motivation to write, and it's my poems that give me motivation to work well, and it's my work which motivates me to do further better in this field also. And writing is a journey. I'll keep walking. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm enjoying the walk.
And we are loving it too.
Thank you. That's your kindness. So,
So,
my poem today. So, it's a bit about the memories of my mother. The poem is titled Draping of the Saris. My mom liked beige, maroons, and greens rather than blues, pinks, and lavenders. On very rare occasions did she drape blues. When she went shopping for me during my stay in Pune, she blended into me and bought two blues for herself. When my daughter was getting wedded, she went for the family coordinated hue of pastels and got a lavender. Isn't it strange that I disliked the beige, maroons, and greens till she was alive? Isn't it strange that I disliked the beige, maroons, and greens till she was alive, but now I buy quite a few of them, though blues, pinks, and lavenders still remain my favorite? Am I becoming her? Am I becoming her? Or do I feel her in these colors? While draping this beige sari, which she had carried as a tinge of me in her proud possession, I felt that I was stepping into her silhouette. Mothers and daughters invariably deny being like each other, both trying to exert their independent choices till one of them is missed. Did she miss me too when she got those blues? Did she miss me too when she got those blues? So that was my poem on draping a sari.
Amazing. The ways we reach out for and call out to our parents because we want to touch them, feel them, we miss them. And I love gardening because my father was an avid gardener. I do things my mother used to do because I miss her. So I can completely relate to this. And we do become our parents, I think.
Yeah, and we wonder why she did certain things which she disliked, and she did it just to please me, while we never tried. So, parents are parents. They are mothers or fathers because they are that. And we are in a different world that time. So,
And
friends,
then life
yeah,
comes a full circle too.
yeah, then life comes in full circle. So, that is it. That is life. So I suppose we had a wonderful session, dear friends, Sunilji, Zen, Rupa. I thank each one of you, Santosh too, for coming despite having such high fever. And on behalf of Literary Warriors, we hope that you'd soon be a part once again after a few months. I'm sure that our viewers enjoyed it too. So, adieu till we meet next. Bye bye.
Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
It was delightful.